distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm indeed very pleased to join you at the second edition of Women's Forum Asia today. To all delegates who have traveled afar to join us, welcome to Singapore. Building on the success of Women's Forum Singapore last year, the Women's Forum Asia aims to be a platform for us to create meaningful change for women in Asia and beyond by exploring and redefining the concepts of inclusion and diversity and shedding light on women's leadership. Increasing women's participation in the economy and representation in leadership positions benefits not just women, but also companies and society. A McKinsey study in 2018 predicts that all countries in Asia Pacific could add US $4.5 trillion to annual GDP in 2025, or 12% above business as usual, if we improve gender equality. In a separate International Finance Corporation study done with more than 1,000 Asian firms, companies whose boards were made up of at least 30% females generated more income from their assets than those with all male boards. Increasing women's participation in both workplaces and corporate boards therefore presents a strong business case. Singapore takes pride in supporting gender equality, and we stand ready to work with global and regional corporations in Singapore to rally behind gender diversity, champion women's voices, and support women in leadership. It is encouraging that women in Singapore are increasingly taking on leadership positions across the public, private, and people sectors. Women representation on boards among the top 100 primary listed companies on the Singapore Exchange has doubled in the past 4 years. Companies such as ComfortDelGro, SBS Transit, and SATS, which were already supportive of board gender diversity, have further added women directors in recent years. Our society has been built on principles of meritocracy and equal opportunity for all. To this extent, organizations in Singapore must continue to embrace diversity in leadership positions, which has been shown to lead to positive impact on business profitability, a more robust corporate governance, as well as fresh and innovative perspectives. The journey towards diversity is an ongoing one. I am therefore glad that through the Women's Forum, we will have the opportunity to address some salient challenges of gender inclusion and seek ideas to spark change. I am also glad that this forum will be an opportunity to acknowledge the many women in Singapore whose contributions have made significant impact in their respective fields and help to uplift and support other women. We are proud of their achievements and contributions to our economy and community. In this regard, I would like to draw attention to a few areas that I feel have potential for more women participation. First, entrepreneurship. Women in entrepreneurship remains a key hallmark of Asian economies. I think that's really very visible. You go to many countries in the world, particularly in developing countries, you just go to the markets, you go to the bazaars, you see a lot of women selling their wares, their goods and services. So you know that women in these economies, even though they are developing economies, they're doing very well, you know, selling things, products, and therefore that shows that indeed entrepreneurship is important for women. Singapore is ranked third in the Asia Pacific in fostering growth for women entrepreneurs. One of our trailblazing women entrepreneurs is Yvonne Bock, founder of sustainable and high-quality baby feeding product company Higan. Within 4 years, HIGAN has already expanded into 10 countries regionally and is expecting to be in more than 35 countries by 2020. Second, science and technology. Science remains a critical and prolific field in Singapore. Yet, it is a common misconception that women do not do well in this area. In fact, I looked up at some research. I did not see that women's brains are wired differently from men. But why this misconception is so widespread, I don't know. That's something also I think we need to address. A lot of cultural issues here, social norms that are at work. I think we need to change that. Singapore has seen 25% more women research scientists and engineers in 2017 compared to 2012. So we have made progress in this area. One such example is Dr. Juliana Chan, who is also founder and editor-in-chief of the Asian Scientist magazine. What started as Dr. Juliana's personal blog in 2011 flourished into the foremost print publication, highlighting research and development news stories in Asia to a global audience. Singapore is honored to play host to these continued conversations on women's voices and perspectives. Over the next 3 days, distinguished speakers from Asia and all over the world will lend their voices to highlight opportunities and spotlight issues to drive diversity in organizations and the wider community. So it is important when you have discussions, conversations going on in the organizations, that can lead to broader, wider, more general discussions in society, and that can lead to diversity in so many different areas. So that kind of conversations, dialogue, I think is truly important. I'm glad that your forum is but one of the platforms that is providing that dialogue and conversation to take place. In closing, let me thank Women's Forum for facilitating these conversations, which I hope will generate more good ideas to empower women in society and the economy. I look forward to our collective efforts towards elevating women's leadership and role for a better future. I wish everyone a very fruitful conference. Thank you.